Hi, my name's Michelle Aranger, and I'm the Executive Director of the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County. And we are here today to raise awareness to the issue and topic of child abuse and sexual assault. And as the agency for all of Bristol County that provides a coordinated response for the investigation, intervention, and treatment for children who have been victims of child sexual abuse, severe physical abuse, and who have witnessed violence, it is with pleasure that we have partnered with the Rape Crisis Responder for New Bedford, the Women's Center, to bring our partners here to raise awareness and provide prevention material to children and families of New Bedford in hopes of eradicating child abuse.
Hi, my name is Colleen Millard, and I'm here representing the Bristol County Sheriff's Office today. So we were invited as one of the agencies to take part in this sexual assault fair here at the Boys and Girls Club. Today I'm hoping to talk to parents about just another way to keep their children safe. I'm offering something called the Iris Recognition Program, where we use this camera to take a picture of a child's irises, and it gets uploaded to a national child database. And in the event that their child would go missing, there would be a way to track that child down through their irises.
It's Christopher Cotter. I'm with the New Bedford Police Department. We are here to bring awareness to Sexual Assault Awareness Month, as well as Child Sex Abuse Prevention Month.
Hi, my name is Nancy Ramus, and I'm from the Greater New Bedford Community Health Center WIC program. I am over here at the Boys and Girls Club celebrating Informational Day. Here I have my informational table, in which it shows everybody about the WIC program.
My name is Carrie Mello. I'm the Community Benefits Manager for South Coast Health System, which includes St. Luke's Hospital here in New Bedford. We want to let the community know what sorts of services that we have for children. Certainly serving children in our community is an important mission for South Coast, so that's kind of why we're here today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Mendes, and as the Executive Director, I would like to welcome you to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater New Bedford. We are honored and proud today to lend our facility to host the recognition of Sexual Assault and Child Abuse Prevention Month, sponsored by the Women's Center and the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County. Now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you a gentleman and a friend who is a tireless advocate for youth of the city of New Bedford, and someone who is deeply committed to assuring that all citizens of this great city are safe and afforded the highest quality of life throughout our community. So please join me in welcoming the Mayor of the city of New Bedford, the Honorable John Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Thank you very much, Robin. Good morning, or good afternoon, everybody. Are we working here, or is it me? Well, either way, thank you for joining us today. And Robbie's right. I mean, we are here. Those of us in government service, those of us in the private sector, so many of you here are here ultimately for the kids in our community, including her, who doesn't like me too much. But in any event, we are here because we believe in the future of the children in our city, and we know that there are real needs in the community, ranging from the delivery of educational services to our kids. We need good schools in order for our kids' futures to be as bright as we hope them to be. We need good nutrition. We need good recreational offerings, good after-school activities, but we also need good parenting, of course, but we also need to reach out to children who don't have the supports that so many of us enjoyed as kids. And there are many kids, sad to say, even in this day and age, who experience the kind of trauma that for many of us, myself included, would be hard to imagine. And childhood trauma in and of itself, whether it's sexual abuse, physical abuse, or emotional abuse, can have lasting effects on kids. Studies show time and time again that kids who are exposed to childhood trauma, as wrong as it is in and of itself, really do affect their ability to learn, their ability to get jobs as they grow older, their ability to take advantage of all the opportunities that we try to give them as a community. And so, Pam McLeod's here. Pam can give you a chapter and verse on the statistics that we as a city and we as a nation face or confront with respect to the issue of childhood abuse. It's rampant. It's still an epidemic, and that's a sad thing to say in the year 2013. So it behooves all of us to do our part, to extend ourselves a little bit more. As government officials, as members of the nonprofit community, we have to continue to work together to make a difference in kids' lives. And I know so many of you do. There's so many folks here that I'd like to recognize. But on the government side, Joe Lopes is here from the City Council. Congressman Keating's office is represented here as well. But there are so many of the nonprofits here at the Boys and Girls Club. Robbie Mendes has been helping kids for over 3 decades now and is still going strong. Pam McLeod, whom you'll hear from, and Michelle Laranger are doing yeoman's work in this area, and so many of you are as well. But we've got a ways to go, and in having an occasion like this is an important reminder of the work ahead and just how important it is. So if you just bear with me, I'll go ahead and read the proclamation which will mark this day and recommit ourselves to the cause of doing all we can to keep our kids safe. So here it is. Sexual Assault Awareness Month is intended to draw attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts every community member of New Bedford. Rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment impact our community, as seen by statistics indicating that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men will be raped at some point in their lives. April is also National Child Abuse Prevention Month, a time to raise awareness about child abuse and neglect and encourage individuals and communities to support children and their families. Child sexual abuse prevention must be a priority to confront the reality that 1 in 6 boys and 1 in 4 girls will experience a sexual assault before the age of 18. With leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is evidence that we can be successful in preventing sexual violence in New Bedford through increased community involvement. It's time for all of us to start conversations, take appropriate action, and support one another to create a safer environment for all. This is the proclamation signed by me today as the mayor on April 3rd, 2013. We do need to work together to make a difference in kids' lives. What happens to them in their early years, as we can all appreciate, will stick with them for a lifetime. So this is, of all the things that we do as a community, nothing is more important. Thank you very much. Oh, okay, Chris Kyle. I'll introduce Chris. All right, so Chief David Preventure can't be with us today. There's a couple of things going on right now that are very important and urgent. And so standing in for him today is my good friend, Detective Chris Carter, who has worked on sexual abuse, who has worked sexual abuse cases and domestic violence cases throughout his career, and when you hear him speak, he's speaking from experience and also speaking from the heart. Chris, would you come on up?
Thank you. Mayor Mitchell, thank you for the introduction. Very thoughtful. I do appreciate it. On behalf of Chief Preventure and Deputy Chief Lizotte, along with all the men and women of the New Bedford Police Department, we're very honored to be here for such an important event. I'd also like to thank the Boys and Girls Club of America for hosting such an important awareness event, which highlights such an issue that a lot of people find very uncomfortable to talk about, but it is very important to spread the word and make the awareness known. As I mentioned, these issues are very uncomfortable for people to talk about, which makes this event that much more important. It allows us to highlight the issues of sexual assault and child abuse which is extremely important during the month of April, which brings us all here along with our partner agencies. So on behalf of, again, the City of New Bedford Police Department, I just want to thank Rob for hosting such an event, as well as all the supporting agencies for making this awareness event such an important issue. Thank you. The next speaker is from the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County, Michelle Aranger, who's the Executive Director. She does work tirelessly trying to bring, again, the awareness of child abuse, sexual abuse to the forefront in Bristol County. So I'd like to introduce Michelle.
Hi, everyone. I also would like to extend my thanks to Mayor Mitchell, to our colleagues at the New Bedford Police Department, Rob, Mendes, and Russ, who have assisted us in making today such a successful event, and our tireless partners at the Women's Center. This event brings highlights to the old adage of "it takes a village," and it will continue to take a village. Thanks again for being here today to help us bring awareness to Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. We're grateful for your presence in helping us join the fight against any kind of violence toward children. The mission of the Children's Advocacy Center is to empower children and families to heal from the trauma of abuse and violence through community partnerships, education, and the pursuit of justice. April is Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. I would like to share with you today the work of the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County and our important goal to educate all about child sexual abuse, how to recognize the signs, and what to do if you suspect a child is being harmed. You will find information at our table in the back of the room here and on our website to help you with all of these important details. The Children's Advocacy Center is the agency in Bristol County that provides a coordinated response to child sexual abuse, severe physical abuse, and for those children who have witnessed violence. We bring a team of collective expertise together to investigate and help with the path to healing. We are a safe place for children to talk about what has happened to them, and we assist the child and family with whatever is needed to move forward. We know all too well the impact and effects of child abuse on children and their families. For the past many years, we have come together each April to bring attention to the issue of child abuse and sexual assault. However, we know these issues exist in our community 12 months a year. We know this because national statistics will tell us that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be the victim of child sexual abuse by the age of 18. Additionally, we know this exists year-round because in the 5.5 short years that the CAC of Bristol County has existed, we have surpassed serving our 2,000th child victim and their families. A child's safety is the job of an adult. Teaching children how to keep themselves safe from abuse is important for them to learn, but there is no substitute for the responsibility that we have as adults. We teach our children how to cross the street safely and the need to wear a helmet when riding a bike, and we must also talk with them about keeping their private body parts safe. Talk to your children early, often, when they are young, and keep the conversation going to keep them safe. Child abuse is preventable. Learn the facts and the realities of child sexual abuse. Be informed and educate yourself. Awareness is the first step towards prevention. Please take action in Bristol County to support our children by taking our prevention materials with you and sharing them with your fellow parents, friends, and adults who are caring for children. The Children's Advocacy Center is a healing place for children and families. Please call us if you need help understanding what to do when you learn that a child is being harmed. We serve as an information clearinghouse to help anyone understand where to go when you see or learn of a child being harmed. Every child deserves to be raised in a healthy, happy environment. So let us all be part of the solution to make that possible. And so I leave you with some important words. A message crafted and shared with permission by a CAC colleague from Philadelphia. And I share it because I cannot find a better way to convey the importance of our work to keep children safe. And I ask you all to embrace these important words in our never-ending effort to keep children free from sexual, physical, and emotional harm. If I see, hear, suspect, or in any way become aware that a child is being abused, I will not keep silent. I will have the courage to help that child break free from the silence, secrecy, and shame that should never define a child's life. Thanks again for being here. I'd like to introduce now Pamela McLeod-Leam, Executive Director of the Women's Center and a tireless partner in the work that we're doing.
Thank you, Michelle. Why are you all so tall? Thank you so much. And it does take a partnership, and it's wonderful to see so many people here representing the partners that we do work with every day. You know, it's interesting. I just came in from another meeting this morning, and as I got here, I met a reporter from the Standard Times, and she said to me, why do we do awareness events? And it's an interesting question because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of awareness events. And I said, well, for one reason, the first reason would be because people need to know that the services are out there to help them and to help those that they love. And so I feel that I really am obliged to tell you that the number you need to call is 508-999-6636. There is someone there 24 hours a day at the Women's Center to help. So that's the first reason, is so that people know the services are there. The second reason, though, is to make everyone aware of the issue. The motto for this year's Sexual Assault Awareness Month is Let's Talk About It. We also have an overarching motto of No More, the No More campaign. You see it behind us. And the only way we can have no more sexual assault and child abuse is to talk about it. We've believed for years that we cannot talk about sexual abuse and assault. But, you know, as Dr. Phil frequently says in his talk show, how's that working for you? Not well. Not well at all. And Michelle gave you some numbers. I'll give you some more. From the 2010 National Intimate Partner in Sexual Violence Survey, the data from Massachusetts shows that nearly 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men in Massachusetts have experienced sexual violence victimization. Nearly 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men in Massachusetts have experienced rape, physical violence, and/or stalking by an intimate partner in their lives. More than 1 in 7 women have experienced rape. 2,337 incidents of sexual assaults were reported just last year, from 2011 to 2012. 2,337 people who will never have their lives be the same again. 11% of high school students and 6% of middle school students report being physically hurt by a date. Between 2003 and 2012, the Coalition of Sexual Assault and Domestic Violence Agencies in Massachusetts, Jane Doe, Inc., reported 231 victims of domestic and sexual violence homicides. So 231 people gone forever. So silence is not golden in this case. It is in fact deadly. Rape is not murder, you might say, and yet it murders souls. It takes lives. It changes forever the way victims relate to others, the way they inhabit their world. If we don't talk about it, if we don't help victims to get help, if we don't hear them, if we don't believe them, these assaults will continue. These victims will continue to have their lives changed forever, if not taken. We need to talk so that they know that it is safe to talk to us. We only protect the perpetrators by our silence. That is what they count on. It's what they've counted on for years, and we need to stop it. Stop protecting the perpetrators. They live in this silence. They thrive in it. We need to protect victims. Let's stop making victims feel like it's their fault. We must stop shaming and blaming them by our silence. We need to protect our friends, our sisters, our brothers from abuse, and especially our children. We need to speak up for the children. As Elena Baum said from the Institute of Policy Studies in yesterday's Standard Times, she was commenting on the Steubenville incident, the sexual assault, and the subsequent media coverage. She said, "The issue has been shrouded in silence for far too long. We cannot wait for another politician to fumble or another high school athlete to Instagram his own heinous crime for us to deal with rape. Until we stop being passive actors in this violence, the real people getting life sentences for rape are the survivors." There's a lot of information in this room about how to open the conversation, about where and how to get help. Please take some of these materials with you, and most importantly, take enough to pass on. Spread the word that we do not help perpetrators hurt their victims by remaining silent. Spread the word that we stand up for victims. We speak up and talk about it to prevent future victims. Thank you. Well, I think the team said it all. It really was a team here today, from Mayor Mitchell to Michelle LaRanger to Chris Cotter from the police department. I think really it's been, everything important has been said, but it can be said again that we need to end the silence around sexual assault and child abuse. And that's why we do these awareness activities, and that's why they're important, is that we get people who come and they get information and they talk about it. And that's what we have to do, is we have to talk about it. We have to end the silence so that we don't assist perpetrators anymore. We help victims.